As far as period pieces go, in the panel you mentioned that Salem was kind of like the first period piece, but I would say that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was kind of a period piece.
I was
in a
thinking
way.
about it when I said that, in a way.
Yeah.
I guess.
But
It's
you weren't
funny,
as
'cause
grungy.
that's for sure. But also because you're looking at in both examples being historical fiction in a way, still having that fantasy element, or But with League, it felt like essentially a superhero movie, like a comic book.
Yes.
Kind of thing. With this, it's so realistic with adding that element of the horror genre that you really believe it. Like when you have the creepy hag, when you have a million things that weren't actually in that trailer, which will make it even more exciting to see. Roaches, maggots, frogs, like all these things. No CGI. Literally these things. It's pretty gross, but it also feels very like it could be very real.
So, what drew you to the role when you got the script? What excited you about this series?
This was brought to my attention while I was finishing up Nikita, actually, in Toronto. And all of us knew, since it was our final season, that we were actually either everyone was going to take a break or they were looking for the next job. And a lot of us started looking for the next job and was looking at new pilots. And only cable at the time, because we just finished 22 episodes for 4 years or whatever, and it was like I needed something smaller. And this one came across my desk because one of the directors on Nikita said it was he has no affiliation with the show whatsoever, but said it was the best script he had read in years.
Wow.
So I read it, and it really was. But it's scary, as you know, as we can all be critics. Would it actually be shot the same way it was written? Would this be filmed this way? Are you promised not to use a bunch of CGI? You have to use some, but like not a ton of it. Do you promise to use all these legitimate sets? You're really going to build a town and all that kind of stuff, and they literally did. And so everyone's a little. I mean, we fly out tomorrow, but we're all kind of giddy about it because that first episode was so real and legit and the second one's written very well. We have to shoot it, but it's written very well, so it's probably even better than the first episode. That everyone's really just kind of getting eager about that. I think that's really. Yes, I was drawn to the character, but I was more drawn to the script, and that's sometimes a rarity. Sometimes a lot of people will take the character over that, and try and create something that stands out or whatever it was. But this is like every character stands out in their own.
Okay. What type of research did you do for the role? Just because this is so entrenched in Salem, Massachusetts.
I won't speak for everyone else, but I think I got to do the least because the real John Alden, his real story, besides the stuff that we'll never touch upon the show because it just doesn't make any sense, is so basic compared to everyone else's. What we're sticking to with him, so I was able to do it in an hour, is he does go to war. He was a sea captain in reality. He's not, I don't think, a sea captain in the show, but he was constantly leaving town and comes back, and everything's changed. The same witch trials are happening. He has no idea what's going on, and he even gets accused, which we may touch upon later, of being one at one point. And that's really the only history that we used for this, because otherwise he had 14 kids. He got married, didn't say marry a sibling. It's like, so I don't know if that'll ever be a part of it too, but you can't get into it that much with that. So, and then I did a little research on the wars that were happening because you didn't have the American Revolution yet. So you didn't I'm trying to think back in history, like, what the hell were the wars? But it was all the colony wars that were consistently happening. It was the King William's War, to be specific, and it was Britain and France fighting each other over and over again to get, with Native Americans involved as well, to get control of the states of the world. So you can do basic research for that, but with Alden, he really is, as I just have been saying earlier, he's kind of, I feel like he's you guys, I feel like he's the viewer, I feel like he's the public, and you're following his journey if you choose to, because he has no idea what's going on. He does not believe in witches. He just lost the love of his life to the person he hated most in life. He's been tortured during these wars, which they haven't told me yet, and I don't want to know like what has made him so dark now. But it's really you as the viewer. If you walked into a town and you saw Cotton Mather, Tituba, Mary Sibley, and all these Mr. Sibley with the frog in his throat, all these crazy characters, like, what on earth is happening? what is happening to my town. And so he's with that love story built in the middle. I think that's kind of what keeps him there, and I think it's what will keep the more hardened audiences there. Besides the fact that people might want to see these really awesome creatures and things that we've created, which are awesome. That's inherently the story that's flowing through the whole thing.
With how dark the subject matter is there any ways that you guys have been actively trying to keep things light on set in between takes or during prep for it?
Seth usually walks around naked. Didn't hear it. Damn it. Hi.
Do you need me to bail you out?
No. To keep things light on set, I said you usually like to walk around naked.
All the time.
All the time. Not usually.
And no one's allowed to make eye contact.
He just does his thing, screaming in the corner.
Oh, you can't talk about the screaming. It's secret.
Oh, well, damn it.
Did you share that I scream sometimes?
No.
Okay.
Well, now I have to.
You can tell them one screaming story.
No. Now I won't at all. No, we'll save that for later. No, I mean, one episode doesn't give us too much time to really to do that, to keep it too light. But I think we're going to have to, as the series goes through. It's not easy, man. Long hours in those costumes at night. As we kind of teased of just saying like, I couldn't read a book. Going to the bathroom's like 30 minutes, trying to take everything off. It's just like you're like, okay, is there ways to do this where I don't? Like it's taxing, but well worth it.
So losing a hand was a lot easier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Strangely enough, and legs earlier before on a different series. Yeah.
As far as your character is concerned, what do you think surprised you most when you were reading the script, and how far in advance do they give you the script? So, like, maybe you're not sure how his character is going to proceed through the rest of the season.
I think what crap was I giving anyway? I think. Well, no, I've talked about it. I think what surprised me most is when he for Alden specifically, when he goes to war. We were told that he had a backstory of being a prisoner of war for at least a year. So you'll see some elements of that in the first season. I think you'll hear kind of an audio effect of what might be going on in his head that they'll explore later. And I think that's going to be the biggest surprise because I still don't know because they still haven't told me, and they're telling me, and that's kind of what we're trying to do on purpose, and I don't want to know until they know for sure. That's going to be the biggest surprise. But otherwise, it's for me. It's been fun, especially for the first episode, because, like I was saying before, he's more of a reactive into what he's seeing when he comes back to the town. So it's more of just a surprise every day to see how amazing the sets are, how amazing the costumes are. I've been fortunate to be in a couple of the scenes where some spooky effects have happened. So I got to witness that firsthand as well, which I think are really going to blow people's minds. So I think it'll be kind of a surprise every day. I don't think there's too much for John. He is what you get, He's that first American hero. He is that John Wayne in a sense that he's just no nonsense. So there's not too many surprises with him. It's more how he's going to react.
Well, the trailer looks amazing, and I'm so excited for the series to start. And you said it starts in April?
April 20th.
April 20th.
April 20th, yeah.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Do you personally believe in the supernatural?
I don't know. I really don't. It's not something that I don't like to say yes and I don't like to say no. I love the horror genre. I love watching scary movies. I love seeing things about ghosts and all that kind of stuff. But I try not to think past it with just the viewing. Watch that and enjoy it. Because if I ever saw anything in reality, I'd lose my shit. Someone out there is protecting me that I haven't seen anything. So.